Another way we use equivalent fractions is to simplify fractions. What does simplify mean? It means we make the number smaller. A fraction is in simplest form when the numerator and the denominator have a greatest common factor of 1. What does greatest common factor mean? To help us understand, let's look at the word factor. Factors are the numbers you multiply together. Think of it like a factory. What do factories do? They put stuff together. The factors are making something new, a bigger quantity or product. Back to greatest common factor. Some students get tripped up by that word greatest. They think it means the number is big. But that's not what we're after here. When we simplify fractions, we are after getting a 1 multiplied by another factor that does not divide into the numerator or the denominator. We don't want to have any other numbers in common besides 1. Basically, we're going on a hunt for copycat 1s inside these bigger fractions and trying to get rid of them. We break down the numerator and denominator into factors and look for all the ones they have in common. What does common mean? Look at these two pirates. What do they have in common? An eye patch, a handkerchief, or a hat, and probably a love of plundering. Just like you have things in common with your parents or even your friends, finding the greatest common factor between a numerator and a denominator is kind of the same thing. When I have a fraction, I can break the numerator and denominator back into their factors. Using 15 over 30, we can break the 15 into several factors. 1 times 3 times 5. Now let's look at 30. How can we break it down into factors? 1 times 3 times 10. Yes, that works, but we need to find some copycat 1s for this to work. Can we break down 10 into 2 more factors? Yes, we can break it down into 2 times 5. So now 30 is 1 times 3 times 5 times 2. Do you see any copycat 1s or quantity of 1? Me too! I see a 1 over 1, I see a 3 over 3, and a 5 over 5. To help us make this fraction smaller, we're going to divide out our quantities or copycat 1. I won't be taking 1 over 1 out because it doesn't change our value, but I will be dividing out the 3 and 5. To quickly show this to my teacher, I'm going to cross through the 3 and 5 and replace them with 1s. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Now let's multiply across the numerator. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. Down to the denominator, 1 times 1 times 1 times 2 is 2. Now we have 1 over 2, or 1/2. If we break down 1 into factors, we get a 1 times 1, right? There's no other combination that can make it work. Looking at 2, we can break it into 2 factors, and it is a 1 times a 2, right? We have a simplified fraction because we have 1 as the greatest common factor. There are no other factors that match up. In the next video, try practicing making your own simplified fractions.
Do you have a child that could benefit from multisensory math? Come take our quiz to find out if Made for Math is right for you.